and welcome to NewsX World. I'm Kriti Mehta and you're watching Hollywood Calling. From celebrity scoops to film and music buzz, here's a quick look at what's making headlines in the entertainment world this week. Disney is officially moving ahead with Frozen 3 and Frozen 4, bringing back Kristen Bell and Josh Gad on huge $60 million deals. Jennifer Lee will be directing Frozen 3 for Thanksgiving 2027. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are back together for Rush Hour 4. The long-delayed sequel gets studio backing and fans can't wait to see the iconic duo on the big screen again. Netflix hit series Stranger Things returns with the first 4 episodes of its finale season, Volume 1. The final chapter promises to wrap up mysteries lingering since Season 1. Billie Eilish is set to take fans inside her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour with a new 3D concert documentary. Paramount Pictures will release the film in cinemas on 20th March 2026. And let's begin with the top story on Hollywood Calling. Thai courts have issued an arrest warrant for Jaka Pong and the Jakrat Juto tip, the co-owner of Miss Universe organization, after she failed to appear for a scheduled verdict in a fraud case. Authorities say she allegedly misled an investor while seeking funds for her company and is now considered a flight risk, with reports claiming she may have left for Mexico. This development comes amid weeks of controversy surrounding the pageant, including a heated exchange involving officials and winner Miss Mexico, Fatima Bosch. The court has now rescheduled the verdict for December 26th. And moving on, Disney is officially moving ahead with Frozen 3 and Frozen 4, and the franchise's biggest stars are returning with record-breaking deals. Kristen Bell, Josh Gad and Idina Menzel have each secured contracts worth more than $60 million, making them some of the highest paid actors in animated film history. The new agreements include massive upfront payments and box office bonuses. Director Jennifer Lee is back to lead Frozen 3, set for a Thanksgiving 2027 release. With its first 2 films grossing over $2.7 billion combined, Disney is betting big on the next chapter of its global phenomena. And Chadwick Boseman received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in his memory in an emotional ceremony honoring his life and legacy. The Black Panther star, who died in 2020 after a private battle with colon cancer, was celebrated by his co-star Viola Davis, director Ryan Coogler, and his wife Taylor Simone Ledward. Viola Davis remembered Boseman as a mighty elixir, praising his depth, purpose and spirit. Coogler called him a true leader marked by generosity and humility. Fans and industry peers say the star serves as a lasting tribute to an artist who transformed cinema and inspired millions. And moving on now, viewers, Dwayne Johnson reveals he pitched himself for a role in The Devil Wears Prada 2. He said he was ready to wear size 15 heels. The action star, famous for The Smashing Machine, says he wanted to play a cool character who knew fashion. Johnson discussed his ambition with co-star Emily Blunt, who confirmed he tried to land a part. Although he did not secure the role, Blunt kept him updated with on-set videos from New York City. Now, the upcoming sequel, directed by David Frankel, starring Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, is scheduled for release on 1st of May in 2026, promising a return to the iconic fashion film franchise. And Shrobana Rakshit, who's an entertainment writer, is joining us live from Bengaluru We welcome you, Shobana, on this discussion. What do you make of Dwayne Johnson pitching himself for a role in The Devil Wears Prada 2, firstly?
I think it's very interesting to someone actually an actor trying to break from their stereotypical character, stereotypical role, and trying to at least having the guts to try something, especially something the so-called feminine. I think kudos to that.
Sure. Are you surprised he wanted to step into the franchisee world, given his action hero image?
I think it is very surprising because mostly there are, especially male actors, are most of the time put into boxes. Like if someone is an action hero, then that actor is an action hero. And
Yeah.
for some actor to transform to like not just from action hero to something emotional, but something as feminine and something in a movie like The Devil Wears Prada that has everything to do with fashion, everything to do with something that has been traditionally called more feminine, more women-like. And for an actor like Johnson to actually having the guts to say that he wants to be a part of the movie and wants he is absolutely okay with wearing like heels is I think that's great.
Now, he's also joked about being ready to wear size 15 heels. How do you see that blending with his action star persona?
I think it's if that ever happens, I think that's going to bring about like a huge change in fashion, in gender discourse. Because whenever we see actors like Johnson, we don't imagine them in their soft era. We always imagine them in wearing like these tight-fitted t-shirts, showing off their muscles. And an actor like that, a persona like that, trying to mold themselves into something so groundbreaking in itself is very brave. And I think that will also change how we conceive fashion, how we conceive androgynous fashion, that men who actually love donning a pair of skirt or heels does not necessarily have to be, lean, thin, of a certain kind, but someone as masculine and as bicep ridden, muscular as Johnson can also, sport a pair of heels. I think that will be great for the industry in general.
Don't you think had he starred in the film, there would have been a new discourse written in the fashion industry? And also, uh, this attempt to be versatile is what makes him one of the highest paid actors in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, if you would have been a part of the film, I think that would have been great. That would have not been in our 2026 bingo card, absolutely. And yes, of course, versatility has a lot to do with, having the guts to take up new roles because it's very easy to do a role that audience expects out of you, that you are convinced that you can do something like that. But to break away from your character that audiences have perceived notion of yourself, I think that makes what, Johnson, who he really is. And yeah.
All right, to stay on with us, Robana, we have some more entertainment news to give our viewers now. Netflix hit series Stranger Things returns with the first 4 episodes of its final season, Volume 1, and fans are calling it thrilling. Set in 1987, the show follows Mike Wheeler and his friends as they face the return of villain Vecna, targeting a new generation. Now, the Propel Gang, beg your pardon, the doppelganger of Henry Clee is starring Dark Forces, while the original cast, now in their 20s, navigates high-stakes challenges. This final chapter promises to wrap up mysteries lingering since season 1. Stranger Things continues to dominate pop culture, delivering heart-pounding action and nostalgic 80s adventure for viewers worldwide. And moving on, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are officially reuniting for Rush Hour 4, bringing the long-delayed franchisee back to life. According to reports, Paramount has secured studio backing and distribution after US President Donald Trump personally lobbied for the project. Director Brett Ratner returns to lead the film, marking his first major studio comeback since Me Too allegations sidelined his career. The original trilogy grossed over $850 million globally and remains a cult favorite. Jackie Chan expressed relief at the revival, joking that time was running out for him and Chris Tucker to film another installment. Fans worldwide are excited to see the duo back on the big screen. And Billie Eilish is set to take fans inside her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour with a new 3D concert documentary. Paramount Pictures will release the film in cinemas on 20th of March next year. The project is co-directed by Eilish and James Cameron, the director of Avatar and Titanic, with production patterns and partners Darkroom Records, Interscope Films and Lightstorm Entertainment. Eilish called it a dream come true to capture one of her favorite tours in 3D. The film will showcase both behind-the-scenes moments and on-stage performances, marking Eilish's first major 3D documentary release. Paramount is positioning it as a groundbreaking music and film collaboration. And Jimmy Kimmel is weighing in on the surprisingly friendly meeting between US President Donald Trump and newly elected New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Kimmel said people elected fireworks, but instead got what he called an unlikely Friendsgiving at the White House. Kimmel played clips of reporters asking Trump about Mamdani's past criticism, including calling him a despot. Yet Trump smiled and moved on without reacting. Kimmel joked that Trump was acting like he was giving a wedding toast to his son-in-law, saying the moment showed Trump has no real political convictions. He added that MAGA supporters are now confused about weeks of painting Mamdani as a threat. Kimmel finished by saying no one should be surprised. Trump loves being around famous people, and Mamdani is a rising star who just won big in the country's most important city. Let's bring back Shrobana into the discussion here. Shrobana, what was your reaction to the way Trump and Mayor Mamdani handled their meeting? Friendly or strategic?
I think in terms of Mamdani, I think he's just a cool lad. Okay. But when it comes to Trump, he definitely knows how to stay relevant. I mean, you can not like his policies, you can disagree with him, but you cannot disagree to the fact that he is always on news. And the growing fan base of Mamdani, especially amongst the youth, Trump definitely sees that. And having this so-called friendly gesture with Mamdani is just going to bring him into news. It's going to make him part of Twitter. It's going to make him part of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Reels. And I think that's a very strategic approach. And Trump and his PR has been great in building that image of his.
Right now, many expected a clash given Mamdani's past criticism of Trump. What do you think it didn't happen? Why do you think it didn't happen?
I think the lines between politics and entertainment has blurred in the past few years. There was a time when we expected something out of our political leaders. We expected constructive criticism. We expected them to be critical of each other. But going forward in the past few years, we have seen with the emergence of social media as a very powerful tool for politics, that politics has become very synonymous to entertainment. And now, how one gesture by Trump, which now as the differences or the difference of America or state out of him, has suddenly made it into news. It has suddenly made it into the Jimmy Kimmel show. And I think that is what political leaders are looking forward to now, rather than like being the talk of the town, rather than being talked about their policy for what for the country or the citizens. The primary goal has shifted to just being the topic of discussion, and doing something as bizarre and unexpected is nothing but making him a topic of discussion. that's the same reason we are talking about Trump right now. If he would have done what we exactly wanted him to do, we wouldn't be talking about him because it would have been the norm, right?
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Robana, for joining us for now. Viewers, with that, we move on. Now, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle has broken box office records worldwide and is now eligible for the 2026 Oscars. The film, which was directed by Haruo Suzuki, qualifies for the Best Animated Feature category, with final nominations to be announced on January 22 next year. The movie features the original Japanese voice cast and has released in multiple countries, including India, the US, Canada, and the UK. Academy members from the animation branch will vote, with 5 films expected to make the final nomination list. Moving on, Simon Cowell is addressing claims that he is to blame for Liam Payne's tragic death in 2024. Cowell said it's impossible to hold someone responsible a decade after managing them. He remembered Payne as kind, funny, and focused. He added that their last conversation left him feeling hopeful. Cowell has been in touch with Payne's parents, who said Liam was proud of his achievements. Louis Tomlinson also stressed that he blames no one for One Direction's grueling schedule, calling Payne's loss something he'll never really accept. Payne died at 31 after a fall from a hotel balcony in Argentina, with an autopsy citing severe head and body injuries. Cowell later paid tribute, saying he was devastated and that Payne was truly loved. And Ariana Grande has tested positive for COVID amid the active promotion of Wicked for Good. The singer confirmed the news on her Instagram story, sharing a photo from her recent appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and captioned it, "Moments before COVID." This comes just days after she missed interviews at the New York premiere. Her co-star Cynthia Erivo also recently shared that she's been unwell and lost her voice. Due to the diagnosis, Ariana has pulled out of a taped appearance on the Kelly Clarkson show and will miss upcoming Q&A events. Both actors previously tested positive during the filming of the first Wicked movie. And Macaulay Culkin is reflecting on the film that made him a global star 35 years ago, Home Alone. At just 9 years old, Culkin became one of the most iconic faces in Hollywood movies, and decades later, the film remains a beloved classic. During his 35th anniversary tour event, A Nostalgic Night with Macaulay Culkin, the actor revealed he's open to a reboot, saying he wouldn't be completely allergic to it, though it would be just right. He even shared his own idea, a grown-up Kevin, now a widower or divorcee, raising a child who's frustrated by his distracted dad. Instead of burglars, the story would focus on the child setting traps for Kevin. Fans were thrilled, as Culkin said it's the closest he has to an elevator pitch, and he's open to the right version of a reboot. And that's a wrap on Hollywood Calling for this week. Your dose of stars, style, and stories returns soon.